want you to picture the American pickup truck. For decades, it was the symbol of the working man. It was a tool. It was simple, rugged, affordable, and honest. You could buy a Ford F-150 or a Chevy Silverado with a V8 engine, rubber floor mats, and a bench seat for $25,000. You drove it to the job site, you towed your boat, and you passed it down to your son. But in 2026, the American truck has been hijacked. It has been turned into a luxury fashion accessory for people who work in offices. Walk onto a Ford, Chevy, or Ram lot today. Try to find a simple work truck. You can't. Instead, you will find rows of high country, limited, and tungsten editions. These trucks have massaging leather seats, panoramic sunroofs, 22-inch wheels, and price tags that touch $100,000. Manufacturers got greedy. They abandoned their core audience, and now in 2026, they are paying the price. The truck market is crashing. Inventory of full-size pickup trucks has hit historic highs. Dealers are drowning in $90,000 trucks that nobody wants to buy. The blue-collar revolt is real. Working people have simply stopped buying new trucks. In this video, I am going to expose the reality of the 2026 truck market. I'm going to show you the fatal engineering flaws in the new Toyota Tundra and Ram 1500 that are scaring buyers away. I will show you why the Ford F-150 is piling up on dealer lots, and I will tell you exactly which trucks are safe to buy and which ones will bankrupt you. Let's start with the truck that used to be the gold standard for reliability, but has recently become a nightmare. For 20 years, if you asked a mechanic, which truck should I buy to last 1,000,000 miles, the answer was instant. The Toyota Tundra with a 5.7-liter V8. It was thirsty, it was old school, but it was unkillable. But in 2022, Toyota made a massive mistake. They killed the V8. They replaced it with a complex twin-turbo V6 called the I-Force. They promised more power and better fuel economy. What we got was catastrophic engine failure. In 2024, Toyota had to issue a massive recall for over 100,000 Tundras and Lexus LX400s because of machining debris left inside the engine block. This debris clogged the oil passages, causing the main bearings to seize and the engines to lock up while driving. Toyota is replacing these engines, yes, but here's the problem in 2026. The trust is broken. Truck buyers are loyal, but they're not stupid. They see a complex twin-turbo hybrid system with batteries under the seat and turbos that get hot enough to melt plastic, and they walk away. Dealers are sitting on Tundras. We're seeing discounts of $8,000 off MSRP, and they still aren't moving. The resale value of the new V6 Tundra is dropping like a stone, while the value of the old 2021 V8 is skyrocketing. If you are looking at a new Tundra, be very careful. You are buying a truck that is fighting to regain its reputation. If Toyota is in trouble, Ram is in a crisis. The Ram 1500 built its entire brand identity on one thing, the Hemi V8. It was the sound of authority. It was simple, powerful, and fun. But for the 2025 and 2026 model years, Ram killed the Hemi. They replaced it with the Hurricane twin-turbo inline-six. On paper, the Hurricane makes more horsepower, but truck buyers don't drive spreadsheets, they drive trucks. The new engine sounds like a vacuum cleaner. It is incredibly complex to work on. The engine bay is packed so tight that mechanics dread seeing them pull in. And the price? Stellantis raised the price. A well-equipped Ram 1500 Laramie or Limited is now pushing $85,000 to $90,000. The market reaction has been brutal. Sales have tanked. Ram inventory is piling up on lots across the country. We're seeing days supply numbers over 150 days. Dealers are desperate. They're practically begging people to take these trucks. But the issue isn't just the engine, it's the electronics. Ram trucks are plagued with Uconnect screen failures, electrical gremlins, and air suspension collapse. When you combine a first-generation complex engine with Stellantis electrical quality, you have a recipe for a headache. I know what you're thinking. If the Tundra engine blows up and the Ram engine is too complex, what am I supposed to buy? You need a truck. You need to tow. You need to get to work. Manufacturers have left you with no good options on the new lot. This is exactly why the used market is the only safe harbor left. But you have to buy the right years. There are specific model years of the Ford F-150, the Chevy Silverado, and the Toyota Tundra that are gold. These are the years before the regulations ruined them. I couldn't list every single golden year truck in this video, so I put them all in the 2026 Car Market Cheat Sheet. This is a private database I compiled for you. It includes the gold list, the specific model years of the F-150, Silverado, and Tundra that mechanics trust to go 300,000 miles, the black list, the specific VIN ranges and engine codes you must avoid, like the early Tundra V6, and the dealer destroyer, scripts to negotiate thousands off the price of a sitting truck. If you're buying a truck in 2026, the stakes are high. A bad truck costs $80,000. This cheat sheet costs less than a quart of oil. Click the link in the description right now, download it to your phone, and make sure you're not buying a lemon. Now, let's talk about the best-selling vehicle in America and why it is facing a crisis of its own. The Ford F-150 is the king. It sells more units than anything else, but heavy is the head that wears the crown. In 2026, Ford is struggling with massive quality control issues. The CEO of Ford has publicly admitted that their warranty costs are billions of dollars higher than their competitors. They are building trucks, shipping them, and then fixing them later. The 10-speed automatic transmission, the 10R80, is notorious for harsh shifting, gear hunting, and premature failure. The 3.5 EcoBoost cam phasers are still a problem, rattling on cold starts and requiring expensive repairs. And then there is the PowerBoost hybrid. Ford pushed the hybrid F-150 hard. It has a generator on board. It sounds great, but the reliability reports are terrifying. Electrical shutdowns, battery failures, stop safely now warnings that leave the truck dead on the highway. Dealers are overflowing with high-trim F-150s. The XLTs and Lariats are stacking up. The only F-150 that mechanics genuinely love is the 5.0-liter Coyote V8. It is the last simple thing left in the lineup. But dealers don't order enough of them. They order the turbos and the hybrids because that is what Ford pushes. If you want a Ford, you have to hunt for the V8, and you have to inspect it carefully. Chevrolet and GM have stuck with the V8, the 5.3-liter and 6.2-liter Ecotec 3 engines. On the surface, this looks like the safe bet. Push rods, no turbos on the V8s, but GM has a fatal flaw that they refuse to fix: the lifters. The Dynamic Fuel Management, or DFM system, shuts down cylinders to save gas. The collapsible lifters required for the system are prone to failure. When they fail, they wipe out the camshaft and fill the engine with metal. This happens famously between 60,000 and 90,000 miles. It is heartbreaking. You have a truck that should last forever, crippled by an emission system designed to save 1 mile per gallon. And then the prices. A GMC Sierra Denali Ultimate is now a $95,000 truck. For that money, you should get an engine that is bulletproof. You aren't getting one. However, GM inventory is building up. They are offering aggressive financing. If you buy a GM truck, my advice is controversial but necessary. As soon as the warranty expires, install a DFM delete kit. Remove the failure point. It will cost money, but it will save the truck. Maybe you're thinking, I'll just downsize. I'll buy a Tacoma or a Colorado. The bad news is that the mid-size truck is dead. Not because they don't exist, but because the value proposition is gone. A new 2026 Toyota Tacoma TRD Pro costs $65,000. A Chevy Colorado ZR2 is nearly $60,000. These are small trucks with 4-cylinder engines. The new Tacoma uses a 2.4-liter turbo hybrid. It is stressed, it is complex, it sounds like a blender. Mechanics are looking at these tiny engines in heavy trucks and shaking their heads. There is no replacement for displacement when you are towing. Paying $60,000 for a 4-cylinder truck is financial insanity. That is why Tacoma inventory is higher than it has ever been. Loyal Toyota buyers are looking at the price tag, looking at the engine, and driving home in their old truck. So what is happening on the lots? Dealers are paying floor plan interest. Every day a $90,000 limited Ram sits on the lot, it costs the dealer roughly $20 to $30 in interest. Multiply that by 200 trucks, multiply that by 30 days. Dealers are bleeding thousands of dollars a day just holding this inventory. They are reaching a breaking point. We are starting to see the cracks. Incentives are climbing, 0% financing is coming back for 72 months. But be careful. Low interest doesn't fix a bad price or a bad engine. Do not let a low payment trap you in a truck that will depreciate by 50% in 3 years. The truck market is in a standoff. The manufacturers are betting that you will break. They are betting that you need a new truck so bad that you will pay $90,000 for a V6. Do not give in. The blue-collar revolt is working. Inventory is piling up. Prices have to come down. If you have an older truck, keep it running. Fix the rest, change the oil. That truck is an asset. If you must buy, look at the used market. Look for the golden years I listed in the cheat sheet. A 2017 V8 F-150 or a 2019 V8 Tundra might feel old tech-wise, but it will be running long after the 2026 models are in the junkyard. Stay smart, download the cheat sheet, and don't pay luxury prices for a tool. I'm CARZMOOD, and I'll see you in the next video.